divine infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. Your divine infinite love, your divine infinite truth, your divine infinite source. And I want to take this moment to talk to you a little bit about Ascension. Ascension. There's so much misinformation about it, and it's really important that we take a moment to really grok, to really understand what it is. And I explain this very well in my book, The Infinite Human, but I want you to know, and first of all, in terms of my YouTube presence, there's only so much I can say. So I have written a book. It's been a book that I've been writing for 30 years, and it has full disclosure of things you cannot say anymore. And here on YouTube, I've noticed that we YouTubers have become entertainment, especially around the Ascension arena. Spiritual, the new agey stuff, it's all becoming quite contrived, and I do believe that so much of it is actually bringing people into what I call the false ascension matrix, which is why I'm going to talk to you about ascension right now. Okay, so as above, so below. That is a chemical premise that is a truth. It's a truth and it's existed for eons, and it shall. So in a way, okay, of course we're in an inverted fallen world, so as above, so inverted here. And I like to talk about ascension as climbing a mountain, okay? And I just put our book out, Peter and my book, my twin soul, Dr. Monroy, The Pathway Home, which we wrote over 20 years ago, warning about this time that we have now entered, and obviously it didn't work. So many movements have been hijacked. For example, I talk about the Renaissance, the true Renaissance that was completely hijacked, the 60s that has been completely hijacked. Thus we are in the mess that we're in now. And this ascension matrix that we have been waiting for thousands and thousands and thousands of years is being hijacked into an artificial AI ascension matrix. So hence I've been writing a book, hence I want to get this physical copy out of the DARPA internet so it can serve as a foundation and a platform into the infinite. So ascension has become a term now, like, you know, new age. But what hooked me when I began my journey this lifetime over 30 years ago was the word transmutation, the alchemical world transmutation. And I was so excited. I couldn't wait. When I met my spiritual teachers, you know, I became a vegetarian. I gave wine. I did I meditated. I did everything they told me to do because I wanted to transmute so bad. And to me, transmutation meant that I was going to look like I was, you know, 25 forever, be healthy. Me and my partner would, you know, live, become immortal, and we would look great and you know, have all the money we wanted and levitate and all these great things. And that's what it was in my, you know, my young mind at that time. Which, okay, that's part of what hooks the adept, all right? You know, there's always this hook that hooks you. And as of course that was me at the bottom of the Ascension Mountain. And as I climbed up this mountain, day after day, month after month, year after year after year after year, I began to, well, realize it takes fortitude. It's not just pie in the sky. Yeah, that's all ascend together, you know. It's not like that at all. In fact, Ascension actually requires you to let go of everything, including your finite conception of yourself or your ego. And usually that comes from hard knocks. And God knows we are all having very hard knocks right now. So I see it, you know, those that are becoming aware of the existence in this illusion of duality of a dark side, because you need to see the dark and the light in order to ascend beyond it to the summit of ascension, which is beyond all that duality. So if you are beginning to see that, you can see the dark side, and I talk about it in my book, which is The Journey of an Alchemist of Ascension, all right, up the mountain of ascension. As a dark side is perhaps you're walking up the trail and you're stumbling and the path has become very narrow and very steep, and then there's the dark side, throwing down boulders or perhaps, you know, logs with fire. You see that they did that in the Middle Ages, or boiling water. So you have to really navigate. So the hero's journey of ascension gets really, really tough, you know, and that's called the kiss of death. It's called visiting the innermost cave and facing your shadow self, your inner demons. And this is all part of ascension. It's been this mythic story structure that Joseph Campbell wrote about in his book, you know, in his study of the hero's journey for a long, long time, and it's inherent in every myth, every story, every legend, every book. And it is our journey of ascension. That's the true hero's journey, or the alchemist's journey into the infinite and beyond. And there's always more. There's always another mountain of ascension. So I think we need to start, you know, putting a little bit of maturity into this journey, because you're in it for the long haul. Everyone I see, as I gaze out in my crystal ball on the planet, especially at the young star seeds, I see them all, you know, when are we gonna be able to levitate, and can we take our body with us when we leave Earth, you know, and all this. And I understand, because I was there, I understand, but this is not where it's at, you know. This is although we're taught to think, you know, well, this is how I am at this stage and this stage and this stage, but as we begin to shift our consciousness and ascend in frequencies, we realize how malleable our bodies are, our concept of reality. And that's what the shaman can do. They can actually shapeshift. So for me, for example, some days I'll wake up, I'll look in the mirror, oh my God, I look like I'm 155, you know. And then other days I feel like I'm 20, you know, and probably hold that frequency. So we don't want to become too attached to the physical around us also, because that is all morphing. It's morphing, it's shifting as the energy does. And also another thing that they're not telling you about ascension, and you really need to know, and it's really gone into great depth in my book, The Infinite Human, is, as you know, there's a war going on. There's a war on frequencies. So, for example, we came through a really powerful portal now, and we're about to enter another powerful portal. And the, you know, of course, the dark side, I call it the finite side, knows that. So if you'll notice, at least today not, but for the past several days while we've been in the midst of this really powerful energy, the warfare has been going with the chemtrails, connected with the 5G, you know, frequencies, and everything else they're throwing out at us. So as I've tuned in with my friends all over the planet, with those who are attuned, those who are reading my book, you know, and we're all on the same page of this ascension. Everyone has been feeling pretty much the same thing, like this total devastation, this train wreck, which is part of it, because actually, even though I was really, really tired and knocked on my rear end due to a lot of what was going on, I was still ascending, and I've noticed my consciousness has really peaked at a much higher, I've recalibrated at a much higher level, as are you if you've gone through that. So that's part of this journey's, you know, hero's journey of hard knocks and knocking your body loose, so you're no longer holding on to the old memories of your cellular integrity, and you can morph into something higher. And perhaps you're going to look like hell while you go through it. I know I made some videos because I thought, you know, I'm going to share with what's going on in the moment, because we are all conditioned to believe that, you know, if you look beautiful, if you look young, if you're thin, if you're rich, you know, that you got it. And like I said, that's a mask, you know, and there's a lot of masks going on right now, and those beliefs they're going to capitalize on to herd you into the false AI matrix, because pretty soon, as I've said, we're going to be able to do all this artificially with technology. We're going to be able to feel good, you know, we're going to be able to be young forever. We're going to be able to change our experiences artificially, right? A chip or whatever they give you, something external, which is, you haven't earned it. That's like a helicopter coming and picking you up and taking you up to the Ascension, Mount Ascension, all right? Yeah, you might be up there, but you're not really up there, Because Ascension is an inside job that's earned each step of the way because you gain wisdom. And, you know, I had a chance to, through another person, actually go back and revisit my younger self. And I realized, wow, you know, I was thinking how great it would be to be, you know, 25 again, you know, in a 25-year-old body and, you know, able to, you know, eat whatever I want and not have to die and, you know, all that stuff, be agile, not have my wounds and scars. And as I did that and went back in time and was able to revisit that, I gained such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift from that because I realized, no, I would never do that. If someone came back and said, you could be 23 again or 24 or whatever, I'd say, no, thank you. I am so happy to have earned who I am. And here in Italy, we say, oh, quanti anni hai? How many years do you have? I have this many years, and it's because you earn them. So just like the Ascension journey, you can't take the AI elevator or helicopter up to the top and then be young and rich and beautiful, you know, and all these superficial things, because it's not the real deal. And you're shortchanging yourself because the process is the goal. And the goal is the process. That came to me many years ago, and I've been contemplating it for eons. The process is the goal, and the goal is the process. So those of you that are like, when are we going to be ascended? You know, when is the solar flash coming? And when is POTUS going to take out the bad guys? And when can we, you know, when can we be happy again? When is heaven on earth coming? When's Christ coming? When are the good aliens coming? When are the Palladians going to heal us? You know, it's just as above, so below. Think about it. And if you're young, well, that's your fault, as Cat Stevens says. You're still young, that's your fault. But yeah, it's a journey, and just know it takes time and wisdom, which is earned each step of the way. And here I am in all my years, which I don't usually do age, but I do what I've earned, you know, because I don't want to fixate on what society deems me, how I should look according to society. So I don't never have done age, never celebrated birthdays, but I do have experience, and I treasure that. I treasure it. So anyway, I hope that was some information about Ascension. And one last thing I want to share is I walked out my front door today, and again I saw a bird dead. Okay, I can't tell you how many birds I have seen dead. And this is a reminder to us all of the Hopi prophecy: when birds are dying and falling out of the air, it is the time for the rainbow warriors to come together. So it's an inside job, so get busy, because you can't co-create with other people when you come from ego. And what we have to do right now in our ascension journey is help one another and start to break free of these old belief systems of competition, of me getting up there first. You know, it's not a race. But we can help each other, and as we learn to help each other from an egoless, altruistic, selfless way, because we're freeing ourselves from a parasitic, self-centered culture on planet Earth, a fallen planet, then we will start to build trust within ourselves, trusting ourselves and being able to trust others, and we will be able to truly come together as the co-creators of the divine infinite 5D Earth. It's up to you, you and me. Ciao for now.